Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Old Guy Farms Single Player Challenge. This is episode 37. Welcome to halfway. We are officially at the halfway point of the challenge. So every episode from this point forward is one episode closer to the end game of the last day of year 3. So we should be in the first day of autumn in year 2. So let's go ahead and jump on in. And today's plan is to do more of the same, mowing and baling. And we'll have to tend to our sheep, I think, this morning. And we'll need to tend to our greenhouses this afternoon. So, and if we do have time at the end of the day, we should probably put our wool someplace so that it will stay dry, because we've got now 4 or 5 pallets of wool that we need to put away just to have it so that it's not sitting out all autumn and winter. Welcome, Tyler. Oops, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to spread fertilizer. We've got the rear fertilized spreader on for 2 reasons. One, we're going to fertilize field 11 here, and 2, I use it as a rear counterweight for the bales. So kind of serves 2 purposes. I think I've got a bale. Yep. Wanted to get this bale before it rains and it rots away. Let's check over here and see if we have any other bales that I have missed. Nope, I don't see any other bales lying around here. We still have some little bits of grass here, and you know what? It almost looks like this grass is near full growth. We've got little flowering up here. I think that grass is full growth, because we cut all of this at the same time, and it's back flowering again, so that's nice. That was quick. That looks to be a full growth also. It's awesome. Alright, they could use another bale. We basically baled that hay on day 4 of summer. So we've had day 5, day 6, and now we're early on. So basically it's been 3 game days. I don't know how we would have had that much growth in 3 game days, but hey, we'll go for it. Should probably close our gate here. going to go ahead and give our sheep some water. Top them off. It was interesting to watch. If you watched my stream yesterday, it was interesting to see that both the water and the grass/hay levels were both fairly low. And then we moved into autumn and the water levels jumped significantly, simply because in autumn the sheep require a fair less amount of water than they do in summer. So I thought that was rather interesting to observe that transition from summer to winter, and how there was significantly less demand for water as a result of that transition. We're going to go over here, and it seemed like this was a lot easier way of getting water. So we're going to come through here and watch our gauge go up. Oh, I wonder if I could hook up two. Never noticed that this trailer had a rear hitch. Another cool thing I want to show you about this trailer is, you see that little round piece of wood there? Watch the tongue. The little piece of wood goes away, and it now holds the tongue up. Thought that was pretty cool animation. All right, let's get over here to field 11. Do a little jump action. Have you been watching the contest streams, Tyler? Let's tab into these trains and just slow them down. Alright. Now, while our helper is fertilizing, we're going to reposition our equipment. Remember, part of the challenge is we can only have one hired helper at a time. So I'm not going to position the baler here to do follow me because our one hired helper is busy fertilizing the field. So we're going to need to mentally make sure that we remember which hired helper is working and doing what job. Just making sure we don't have a train coming here. We're going to move this guy over here and stage him right here along the road. I don't think anybody comes this way as far as traffic goes. Comes our Northern Pacific Railway. We would never do this in real life. That would be a very bad offense, but we'll just do that here. So we cleared this area out for the purpose of mowing it. We're going to mow up this, and then we're going to head over there to the field. What is it, 23. Also, it looks like this field may be ready to harvest. This is a field we want to buy, so we want to run a harvest mission on that field. We want to do that today also because we don't want to miss out on that money. Then once we buy the field, we can thoroughly take advantage of the grass that's around it. We're gonna mow this area, and if we get 5 bales off of this little patch of grass, I'll be happy. Says Helper G has finished their task, which is a good thing. Because as soon as we're done mowing this little patch, I'm going to send our mower here on a course play course over on field 23 while we use our mower while we use our baler to bale up this little patch of grass. And then I suspect our mower will be basically done that area. And then I'll be able to bring our baler over there and course play the same course with him, while we're able to then go and focus on something else. Hey Sean, how you doing? Oh yes. Oh sorry, I got so distracted. We have full grass growth over here now. Excellent. I was worried. I didn't know when we would get full grass growth on this field. We've got it. That is going to be tomorrow's harvest. He's doing better now. You were probably, I guess you either watched the stream or you were in the stream where I had to leave rather abruptly. I had to leave, for those that aren't aware, I had to start him here. I had to leave because my wife came down and told me that we had to go to the hospital immediately because he was he had blood coming out of his ear, rather large amounts of blood coming out of his ear. So I southwest is where we want. And we're gonna go east. We don't need to do a headland. So we went to the hospital and we had that dealt with, and turns out he doesn't just have an outer or an inner ear infection, he has an outer ear infection also. And the outer ear infection is what was causing the blood to come out of the ear the second time. So he got some eardrops and to go along with the antibiotics he already had. So he's been taking it good. Thankfully he's not been fighting us on the drops or the antibiotics. We're going to run this back here. And I'm really excited to see this grass back to full growth. I was in no way expecting the grass to be that quick getting to full growth. Alright. There we go. We're going to need our bale trailer. So it looks like we may, sorry about that, we may luck out and have just what I had hoped for, and that is the ability to basically rotate around all of our fields in a non-stop rotation until the end of autumn. So I was kind of hoping to get a much earlier start on this whole process, but our grass really didn't come in until day 4 of summer, and that's when we mowed our first bit of grass for the year. Was day 4 of summer, and that's when we made the hay for our sheep, and everything that we cut in day 4 of summer is now back to full growth. So that's awesome, because the field that we're mowing now and the field across the street were the last 2 fields that we had with fresh grass or with uncut grass in it. We do have a meadow over by the cow area that we could cut, and that's really where I was going to go tomorrow. But with the grass across the street coming in, there's no need to do that because we will get much better output on that field across the street, so it'll be much more worth our time. And then once that field's done, we can go straight back to the farm and mow those fields all over again, and potentially be in a position that when we get those fields done, field 11 for example will be full growth again, and we're just going to take it to our fullest advantage and bale and mow every day that we have the opportunity to until the last day of autumn. Because we learned last game year that any cut hay, any cut grass, I assume even straw, any of that left on the ground when it transitions to winter instantly disappears. So that was, we lost a windrow of hay that we were going to bale up. We were literally minutes late in getting that hay baled before it just disappeared on us. So Sean in chat says that 12-day seasons and a map with only 2 fields is brutal, and I would agree that you quickly run out of things to do, and then you have so much time to basically kill. What speed are you playing 12-day seasons on at? Are you playing at 5x? 15x? See you later, DN Gaming. Glad you stopped by, even just for a little bit. $5x. Yeah, that will be brutal because looks like our Big M is done over there. Um, 5x, that's basically I think it's about 4.5 hours of real time to one game day. I would say, really, I think you're playing 12 days, you really need to bump that up to 15x speed. Which is what we're playing here. We're not playing 12 days, we're only playing 6, but I'm doing 12 days, 15x speed on Mountain Valley Farms, which is another Old Guy Farmer's map. And that's the map where you basically start with nothing. And you start with no fields, and you have to make your own fields. And you have to basically clear your own land of trees. And I'm up to day 11 of spring, and I'm yet to put seed in the ground because I have been busy clearing out trees, plowing up a field, cultivating the field, and fertilizing the field. I'm just now ready to seed. And I think that with the introduction of seasons and everything, that map makers in general need to give you more fields to start with. There's lots of maps that I do videos on where you start with like 1 or 2 fields, and it might be a big field, but still you only start with 1 field. And if you want to play with seasons, you really need more than 1 field, or that first game year is going to be mind-numbingly boring. As you spend one day of the season probably doing prep work, and then you wait some number of some amount of time for just something to happen so you can fertilize, and then you spend some amount of time you know, waiting for the grass to grow or the fields to come ready to harvest. Whereas with a regular gameplay, you know, you could plant one day, fertilize the next day, and harvest on the third day, even if you played on like slow growth. Alright, so we're gonna go over here. Save this. Field 23 Big M. Okay. I'm gonna move this guy out of the way. Now we're gonna run over here. IQ says, "Hi, did you have your mod pack?" I don't know what that means. Did you have your mod pack? Can you explain maybe what you're asking? Alright. So while he's doing that, we're going to see about this mission. I do not, okay. I do not give out the mods that I use. I do have on the 2 play series that I've done. Ooh, that's nice. We're going to run that mission. On the 2 play series that we've done, I have provided a mods list that includes links to all of the original mod upload locations. I do not have a mods list for this game series, 'cause, well, basically we're playing with a very limited set of mods anyway. Pretty much the only mods that we've got in game right now are the Big M there from GTX Mods, the Ford pack from the mod contest, the Coon DLC. We've got a Mac B61 from modland.net. I've got a trailer from Mod Hoster. It's an Italian model. I forget the name. Raz something. We've got a Myrtlo telehandler from ARM Mod Team. That's over there. We've got a water tank from the GTX Mods Road Train Trailer Pack. We're using the Massey Ferguson pack from the Mod Hub. We're using the Big Bags mod. I think that's from SOB Modding. Yeah, the baler is the Coon DLC. It's the baler wrapper combo. Now, if you go to my playlists in my channel, okay, there's a Serenity Valley playlist. There's 50 episodes there, and in the description of every episode is a link to a Google document that has pretty much every mod used on the Serenity Valley series that I did. You're free to click on that Google document and use any of those links to get any mods that you see used on the Serenity Valley series. What I have done is, with respect to mods, I do not distribute mods simply because I feel that you, the gamer, should get the mods from the mod authors, directly from the mod author. And I go to sometimes pretty painstaking efforts to try to track down the mod's original location. There are so many mod sites out there that simply repost someone else's mod that's been posted from somewhere else, and you know, I really don't like that practice. So I try to, like, if I see a mod that's posted over at modhub.us and I see it's posted by someone that I know commonly just reposts mods from somewhere else, I'll go around to several other mod sites and see if I can find where the author put that mod up initially. And if I find it, then I want it, then I'll download it from that location where the mod author put it. If I don't find the original location, as best I can tell, then I just won't use the mod, and which is fine because there are plenty of other mods out there. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to hear that the Coon DLC is basically overpriced in your market. Here in the U.S. it was $15, 15 American dollars. Sadly, now there are other mods that are baler wrapper combos. Oh, he is backing up on a... there he goes. There are other mods that wrap bales at the same time. Maybe you should look at one of those. There's a Krona Ultima is a baler that also has a round bale wrapper attached to it. There is the LT. There's a blue LT Master. It's not technically a bale. Well, it is a baler, but it's not a pull behind baler. It's a stationary baler that you bring loose material to, and then it produces round bales, and it will bale and wrap. That's something maybe to look at. But yeah, the baler I'm using is definitely part of the Coon DLC. So we're running this mission because I'm going to buy this field at some point. The mission tomorrow we will run on this field will probably be a plow mission. So we will want to run that plow mission because then the field will register as being plowed when we buy it. The day after that we will probably get a fertilized mission. If we don't get a fertilized mission tomorrow, and we will run that. So that basically my plan is to run missions on this field until we get a seeding mission, which we probably won't get, so that we get the field fertilized and plowed as best as possible. And then before winter I'm going to seed this in grass, and at that point we will have grass in fields 24, 23, and 22, and 26. So we'll have this whole corner, not really corner, but that whole section of the map kind of monopolized in grass. And just to kind of explain my strategy here, the reason I'm running a mission while I'm also having Courseplay run that baler is I know it takes a long time to bale grass. That would easily take several game hours to do. But there's this little thing that if you run a mission, your time gets automatically reduced to 1x speed. And part of the challenge is that we must play at 15x speed. But we're allowed to run one mission per day. So I'm running this mission because I'm figuring that the time that it takes for me to harvest this field, that baler is going to do a fair amount of that particular field there. And the time, the literal clock time that we save as a result of him running at basically 1x speed doing that work, I'll probably be able to jump across the street and start mowing that field today versus the baling there taking almost the entire game day. So that's my logic and why I have elected to do this. See, I think he's about halfway. Yeah, he's like halfway done the field already. We're not halfway done this field as far as the harvest goes. So he might be able to bale that entire field while we're over here harvesting this field, making more money. And that would be perfect. Because then I can just run the Big M across the street, get him started with a hired worker, and then I'll be able to do the greenhouse work, stocking the greenhouses with manure and water, while the Big M mows. But I might have the Big M only mow half of that field. Or we might just work through the night. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. Because in seasons, grass will rot almost immediately once it's cut. So if we fast forward through the night and we leave a bunch of grass on the ground, we're going to have less grass on the ground in the morning when we go to bale it. Especially if it's forecasting rain and it happens to rain overnight. But if we bale through the night, then maybe we can reduce the damage and get a better yield. So we'll just have to see where we are with respect to the game time. Once we're done this mission. The other idea would be to take all of our equipment and run it over to the cow farm and bale that up real fast. So I think we got maybe 30 bales off of that last year. So we've got a lot of options. It's day 1 of autumn. We have 5 more game days to bale and bale grass. So, there's not very many bales on that row. Duck Zorly's in the house. Welcome there, Duck. Did Grizzly Bear finish his stream, or are you just coming over here to harass me? I think you're an equal opportunity harasser. So, yes, I do think you would. CWC Gaming wants to know if we're on Xbox One. No, we're on PC. sure you see your second favorite mower over there by the shed. Looks like our strategy is working out well. I think our baler will be done baling by the time we get done harvesting this field. Sneaky little me. That's what I'm gonna say. Sneaky little me. I want to see you do a grass heritage series where you only use sickle bar mowers and the John Deere tractor from Modding Central, and the little Wagner little baler bales. That's what I want to see. I want to see a heritage grass series. You could call it getting back to the grass roots, with every intended pun that brings. Now you can do it on Dusty Cove. That map's got lots of grass meadows. Have you had a chance, Duck, to play with the new GTX service trailer? Hey Hunter, how are you doing? Well, I'm doing good. We're just here, first day of autumn. Episode 37. At the start of the stream I mentioned that we are now on the downward plunge of the challenge. We have finished halfway point. Say that baler over there is dangerously close to those tracks. He may have just stuck himself. He may be stuck there until the end of this harvest. Yep. Sometimes you really have to question the intelligence of an AI driver. You get a fair number of bales off of that field. And now we'll see if he's anywhere as close to being on the tracks. Oh, he's free. Oh no, this is not a good time to free yourself. Here comes the train. Everybody see if we have an annihilation here. Whew. Oh, that's good. I was really worried I'd see the train and the baler go flying. Or the tractor and the baler just take off. So Duck, on the trailer, I was super excited, super stoked to see it get released, and then Seasons gets updated to where you only have to do maintenance once a year, and then I got a little depressed because while we are doing 3-year seasons or a 3-year run on this challenge, there's very little equipment that I'm going to keep for the entire duration of the challenge. You know, the mower and the baler and the tractor there, I'm only going to keep it for the duration that we are mowing. As soon as winter hits, I'm selling them things back. And then I'm going to buy logging equipment again. And I'm only going to keep the logging equipment until it's time to mow grass again. Then I'm going to sell it back. So really, the only thing I'm going to keep is the Massey Ferguson tractor at the farm, the Merlot telehandler over here at the greenhouses, and the Mack truck over here. So I realized that, at least for this streaming series, the trailer is going to basically be just a mobile fuel trailer, and I won't really be able to use it as a service trailer that much. AW Bro Gaming Gameplay and that's a long name, dude. That is a long name. I'll just call you AW Bro. Sean says, of course you're doing a mission. I don't know if that, I don't know what that relates to. Of course you're doing a mission. Does it relate to something about the mower over there, or the baler? Right. I love the fact that you have to fill it with fuel, you know, and that you have to start the pump to use the fuel. And the opening the rear gate so you can get to the maintenance bay. Oh yeah. Well, that's another benefit of picking this field, was it was right next to that, so I could kind of keep an eye on it the whole time. Alright, we are at, yes, we have full reputation. We can buy this field at the cheapest level. It looks like the next mission that we run tomorrow will be a fertilized mission. So it is 1:19. Half of the day is gone. What we're going to do is we're going to jump in the Big M. We're going to mow the extra grass around here that Horseplay didn't get. We're going to have the baler set on follow me. I don't know if you were, or anybody else in the stream was a big fan of the GTX pickups, but they recently put out an update to those, to where the flatbed pickup actually has a water tank that's kind of like an AR module. And what's cool about that is it may signify that there may at some point be other AR modules that come out for the little pickups. Because I think that tank holds like 3,000 liters or something. And you can put water, milk, fuel, any liquid in it. And I think that would be really awesome for kind of a small farm or a small need. So think about like having a pickup with a small fertilizer spreader on the back, where you don't need the full AR truck, but you want that modularity. Looking at glance, trying to make sure that that baler was actually baling. So here comes the rain. Well, it's coming. The Big M update, that is. And for you console folks, I've heard through the grapevine that a certain wonderful modder that we all know and love has decided to redo the model on the Big M in hopes of making it console compatible. So that is interesting and exciting news. I think everyone will agree. I know I could teleport over here, but you know, it doesn't take too long to run over here, and the baler's still wrapping over there. We got 6. Did we get 7 bales? I see a 7th one over there. We got 7 bales off of this little patch. I said I'd be happy with 5. Oh, come on. Oh, we got 8. We got 8 bales off of that. Alright, let's see how many we got off of this. 2, 3, 4. Oh, we missed a bunch of grass. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna miss that one. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Missed that one. 14, 15, 16. 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 30, 31. We usually play a game to guess how many bales we'll get, but we forgot. 32. 33, and we've got a full load here. 34. See how many we got left. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. We missed that one. 1, 2, 43, 4, 5, 6, and 47. We got 47 bales off of this field. We could probably get another bale or two if we picked up these little bits. Go ahead and pick up these little bits. It'll be a little bit of an experiment to see if we bale up wet grass, will the silage bale disappear after a few days? We know if we mow grass and bale it and just have a grass bale, it will disappear after a few days. We know if we bale hay and the hay gets wet, it will disappear after a few days. But what if we mow wet grass and wrap it? Does the act of wrapping it protect it from rotting? We'll see. Because technically, a bale doesn't turn into silage until a third of the game season that you're playing. And on 6-day seasons, that would be 2 full game days. So it may sit in the wrap and rot, and in the end, only a little bit of the bale actually becomes silage. So much of this contest, I think, is kind of an experiment. Because so much gameplay, I think, at least with respect to like what's streamed on the internet, on YouTube and whatnot, is basically just for like a game year, and then usually we move on to another map. And what you never see is you really don't see the progression or the changes from year to year that you could have. Oh, seriously, we have just a little bit. Do we have any more grass lying around here? There's a little bit. Just a little bit there. A little bit here. Alright. I'm going to put this bale right here. And this is where I'm going to leave it. Let's look at our forecast. We got rain scheduled for the next 3 days. Today we already had our rain. We got rain for tomorrow and the next day. We got rain in the forecast for the first day of winter. So far, the 2 days of winter that we do see isn't too bad. I don't think we're going to get frozen ground until the second day of winter. We did learn through last year's gameplay that once the ground goes frozen, you cannot work in the fields anymore. So you can't fertilize, you obviously can't plow, you can't do anything in the field. So if we were to buy that field over there, we would need to buy it and do whatever we wanted to do with it before the ground froze. And we need to plant our grass before the last day of autumn. This particular field here, I think we planted last year. We may have planted it the last day of autumn. If we didn't plant it the last day of autumn, it was the second to the last day of autumn. So the reason I'm caring for our greenhouses now is I'm wanting to see if that wet crop symbol up there will go away. Depending on how much time is in the day after we get done tending to our greenhouses, I'll probably run the Big M and the baler over here, and I'll probably mow this section here behind the greenhouses, and I'll probably mow this section here in front of the field along the road. And I might mow the section back there behind the field and bale that, depending on the amount of time we have. But I want to save the field here, the proper part of the field, for when we have no wet grass. Because again, I don't really know what happens if we bale wet grass and wrap it. Will the grass rot in the wrapping before it converts to silage? If it does rot, will it rot fully or will it only rot partially? You know, when we go to sell the silage bale, will we get like $300 for it because 2/3 of the bale rotted away before it converted to silage? In my mind, that kind of makes wasted money. We lost it. We lost $600. We have 10 days of till we have to maintain this one. Has everyone seen the manure mod? Everyone knows what that is? I encourage you guys, if you haven't already, to check out the links to the other contest entries in my description. I think there's another entrant in there that I haven't linked to that I'll need to fix, is to Mark DuPont. He's not streaming the challenge. His internet connection does not work well with streaming. But he has arranged to upload uncut recordings of his game day play, where he runs at basically he does time lapse of his game day, and that will suffice. And he has some very interesting strategies so far. He basically took the 3 starter fields. Oops. Took the 2 starter fields that you get, or took 2 of the 3 starter fields, sorry, and basically put greenhouses on them. as opposed to planting crops. And I assume that his philosophy is that over the course of the game year, he's going to make more money off of the greenhouses than he would make if he planted crops on the fields, which makes sense. Do you use the manure mod as well as the sell point here? The manure mod will give you a bonus if you use manure and then plow the field or cultivate. You'll get 1 level of fertilization for the act of putting it on the field, and you'll get a 2nd level of fertilization for the act of plowing or cultivating it. So it's like 2 for 1. And since the manure is so cheap, it's really a way to get to 3 stages really cheap. Hello, Jacob Manning. How are you doing? You can't service me. What the heck is that? Service reminder, 14 minutes. What the heck is that? No. I have no idea what the heck that is. Does anybody know what the heck that is? Service reminder in 14 minutes. My F1 is messing up right now, but it says 10 days until maintenance is required. I don't really know what the heck's going on. But I might be able to use the cool new trailer I own. Whatever the heck that means. Hello, Filthy Llama. Yes, I believe so, Sean. Sean's asking if you can plant radish in the autumn and cultivate in the spring. We've got Mark DuPont in the house. I don't know if he was here when I was talking about his greenhouse strategy earlier. So you think I'm going to break down, even though it says I have 10 days until it's required? Did they incorporate some random maintenance required logic? Well, thank you, Filthy Llama. This is, if you're not familiar, I haven't seen you in chat, I don't think. If you're not familiar, this is a multi-year challenge that we've got going on here. And we are in early autumn of year 2. It's a 3-year challenge. Oh. Mark says it's a separate service mod built into the Merlot. You don't think it'll work if I bring the service trailer over here? I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to, we're going to finish our greenhouses here. We only got 3 more. Then I'm going to put this bad boy on the flatbed. We're going to run it up to the farm. We're going to try our whiz-bang cool service trailer and see if the message goes away. And if it doesn't, we'll run it into the barn and see if we can do something in there with it. Thought I may have missed one. Getting it full. Yeah, this thing's not too terrible slow. I'll just drive it up there. I've been using the new one, and I mean, I didn't update like today or anything, but I really like the auto course generation feature that's in the newer versions. You know, you don't have to necessarily always start on one of the corners, and it doesn't basically run either north, south, east, or west. It could run at you know, some angle. Alright, let's see here. Let's M to open this. And R. Alt R. Does it need to be hooked up to something? Oh, you know what? Oh, there's Alt R. Alright, now let's jump in it. Still says service reminder, 3 minutes, so let's go in here. Side panel. Oh, good grief. Didn't even know this did that. Now what? I opened it, now what? Oh, maybe. Five. Let's try this 5. Well, that was fancy. So now we all figured that out. Well, that was fun. At least it didn't cost any money. Alright, see you later, Filthy Llama. And I guess Duck is saying see you to Filthy Llama, not to me. That was the key mark. You can't service the motor until you shut it off. So it is 11 p.m. We are going to call it once we get this back to the little storage shed here. We're about done anyway, Mark. Run this back over here to our flatbed trailer. I gotta turn the lights off on the Big M. Oh, the lights are on the Ford. All right. Before we fast forward the night, let's pick up our eggs. Thought I was stuck there for a minute. Pick up our bucket, clean up our area so it's nice and tidy. And we're back over 2 million. We had a temporary stay under 2 million after we bought our grass equipment. with that, we're going to save, fast forward the night, review our finances, and call it a stream. Control Alt N. $20,000 in property income. Oh, animal upkeep is a lot cheaper in autumn. Look at that. Did we? No, we didn't. Our animals didn't die. That's very interesting. Look, our animal upkeep was $1,180, and today it was only $590. So it's cheaper to keep our animals in autumn than it was in summer. That's interesting. Vehicle running costs are right around the right thing. Leasing costs, that's for our cool little maintenance trailer. Maintenance costs $931. $27,456. It seems to be the new greenhouse income level. There's our property income from our job. We paid a fair bit of money out in wages today because we used a lot of hired workers. And that was our manure that we purchased. So all in all, we were $26,000 to the good. But really, we're just banking money with our silage bale production. And these greenhouses are just basically paying for our running expenses and giving us a little extra cash. We're going to save this, quit it out, which is a requirement of the contest. And then we will end here on the main menu of the Farming Simulator game. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow for another stream of day 2 of autumn in year 2. So until next time, happy farming.